we have done so for regarding CNS, the cerebral cortex and the spinal cord. Today we are supposed to learn the feature of this cerebellum, right? So again, you can see that it is called as little brain, present in your posterior cranial fossa, and if you place tentorium cerebelli, it may form the roof of it, right? And it occupies the posterior cranial fossa, of course, lying posterior to the pons and medulla. You can well observe. And another striking thing that you see, that it is going to show a tree-like pattern called as arbor-vitae pattern inside. And again, the thing that are similar regarding this cerebellum and the cerebral cortex, both have got the gray matter on its outer side and white matter on its inner side. And of course, as we mentioned in the cerebral cortex, that it also gets some deep-seated gray matter like basal ganglia, right? So again, in the cerebellum, we have got deep-seated cerebellar nuclei, right? In general, the gray matter is on the outer side, the white matter in the center, but you get deep-seated cerebellar nuclei. You can make any mnemonic regarding them. They are just the dentate and emboliform, fastigial, and globose. And you can make a mnemonic that doctors eat good food. The initial of it, right? They are just deep buried in it. Okay. What else in its gross appearance we should learn regarding? Let me find some other picture. Then we will move towards the histological features. Yeah. You can see that there are two cerebellar hemispheres, just like that of cerebral cortex. And in the very center, they are connected through the vermis. You've already learned the gross features. And it's being thrown into so many convolutions called as folia. And you also observe the deep fissures over the surface, right? And it carries much more neurons than that of the cerebral cortex. Because if somebody asks you, what is the function of the cerebellum? What you would say? Why it's present? It is meant to coordinate your body movements or skeletal contractility. And it has to smoothen it out, and you may walk with regular and fine way. So coordination is the main function of your cerebellum, right? So this is how it can maintain your posture and balance, right? Okay. Now we'll move towards the histological sections regarding it. Let's have a okay. This is a histological picture to show that it is being thrown into so many foldings. And what do you see? That it has got this outer gray matter, and in the very center, this is the white matter. And it has got 3 layers. Number of layers are half than that of the cerebral cortex. उसमें आपने 6 स्टडी करी थी, यहाँ पे आपके पास 3 हैं. So let's name it. The outermost layer, this is which is lighter stained, is called as molecular layer. Again, the name and the composition almost similar to that of the cerebral cortex. So outermost or superficial first layer is the molecular layer. Then you see that there lies a middle layer called as Purkinje cell layer, right? This is the hallmark of your cerebellum. We'll study how. Then the third layer, which is called as granular layer. So outermost molecular, middle is Purkinje, and the inner one is the granular. So let's see some other clear picture to learn. Now you can well observe that this is the molecular layer. And of course, on the outer aspect, you see the thin connective tissue covering called as pia mater, right? And a well-vascularized layer you must see, and you can observe few cut section of the blood vessel in it running through. Okay, come towards this molecular layer. Again, this is showing so many processes. The dendrites and the incoming, you would observe the axons. Again, the story is same that when you cut so many fibers in a transverse loop, what do you see? You see the dotted appearance, hence molecular appearance. So the name given to this layer is molecular. So it is again a synaptic area in a sense, okay? And it would be showing so many parallel running axons. So bundle of parallel fibers could be there, and it also shows two types of cells in it. Number one is the stellate cell and the other one is the basket cell. Okay, stellate cell again, small perikaryon or small cell body. It would be giving on its apical side the dendrites, and of course the axon could be running and doing the transverse course. And in between them, we have got another variety of cell called as basket cell. So let's find some good diagram, either schematically, to show you the look of these cells that lie in the molecular layer. These are various pictures to make you clear about the look. Okay, yeah. So, the schematic representation, this light blue color is showing you the molecular layer, the outermost. These dots are showing you that these are the cut section of the various processes that are showing arborization. Arborization means the branching, so many processes. So, among these we studied the stellate cell are there, having dendrites, axons, and definitely they are supposed to make synapse with the underlying fibers of the cell layer, right? Okay. The other variety was basket cell. Again, small cell body, no doubt, okay, showing dendrites, but a special thing happens that it gives rise to the axons that comes downwards from this side, and if I complete it from the other side, they are making transversely running axons, and they are making a basket around the cell body of this perikaryon of the next layer, Purkinje cell layer. मतलब ये है कि इसके जो आपके पास एक्सॉन्स आएंगे वो बास्केट की अपीयरेंस बना लेंगे और नेक्स्ट जो इनकी परकिंजी सेल लेयर का जो सेल बॉडी है उसके इर्द गिर्द होल्डिंग the other cell body as a basket, right? So that is why we can easily memorize the name that the cell lie here is the basket cell. So easy to understand that. Okay. So after that we enter into the middle layer, which is a hallmark. It is showing a single row of multipolar neurons, right? And these Purkinje cells are having flask-shaped body and should be having the dendrites. They are running in the various branching and rebranching, and they are producing the look of a fan shape, or they mention like a tree, but it looks like that of a staghorn. जैसे बारहसिंगे के सींग होते हैं, keep on repeating branching. So you can observe them, and they have to run in this molecular layer, right? Okay. Again, they have got axons. They are supposed to get into the deeper layer and make connection with the deeper seated cerebellar nuclei, which we just mentioned right now. Okay. After that, then we enter into the third innermost layer, which is called as granular layer. The name is taken from the cells, the granule cells that lie here. They are densely populated, and how they look and why they get this name. If in the granular layer we have got these granules, so many granules, they are taking intense, deep basophilic stain. But what happens if I see an individual cell? The nucleus size is this, and the cytoplasm is just like a thin rim around it, and is not having Nessel's granules in it. So there could be reasons that why its cytoplasm is not well marked, or why it is not being taken stain. आपको ये जो इस तरफ दिख रहे हैं ग्रेन्यूल्स है, ये इनके न्यूक्लियाई हैं, ये सेल बॉडी नहीं है, सेल बॉडी इर्द गिर्द है इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ अ जस्ट थिन रिम। और ये स्टेन क्यों नहीं अच्छा ले रही? एक तो ये खुद स्कैंटी है, the cytoplasm is scanty, number one reason that why they are not taking good stain the cytoplasm. The other thing, no nasal substance. वो आपको पता है what is nasal substance? The rough endoplasmic reticulum start with the ribosome. वो भी बहुत अच्छा basophilic stain लेते हैं अगर present होते. So as they are absent, so we cannot see them. Just we see so many closely packed granule cells, nuclei, right? If I fill them up. This is making the whole this granular cell layer. But in addition to this one type of cell, they have got another variety of cell called as Golgi type 2. If you can classify that there are Golgi type 1 and Golgi type 2. Type 1 has got longer axons, but this Golgi type 2...
Short axons.
Yeah, they have got short axon. This is the way how to classify, right? So there is the granule cell and Golgi. So let's learn it in an easy way. So the granular layer, the layer starting with the word G, having the cells again starting with the two G's. Number one is the granule cells, which we mentioned with a larger basophilic stain nucleus, and the other are the Golgi. So 3G you will remember regarding the third layer, right? और ये द सेंट्रल लेयर वो तो आपने आसानी से पढ़ ली कि परकिंजी सेल लेयर नाम था, और इसी नाम के इसमें आपके पास सेल है। और जो टॉप लेयर थी द मॉलिक्यूलर, वो सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी थी, जो हमने बहुत अच्छी सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स में भी डिस्कस की, व्हाई इट इज लुकिंग लाइक अ मॉलिक्यूलर लेयर। और उसमें जो दो तरह के सेल थे, दे वर द स्टेलेट एंड द बास्केट। ठीक है, बास्केट का हमने डिस्कस किया, स्पेशल फीचर, डेफिनेटली दे आर गिविंग डेंड्राइट्स एक्सॉन, बट द एक्सॉन्स दे आर कमिंग डाउन एंड फॉर्मिंग द बास्केट around the bed, this perikaryon of the Purkinje cells. Okay. In addition to this, you may observe there are various fibers that are commonly used on the mossy fibers and the climbing fibers. Okay. The mossy fibers and climbing fibers, they are coming from your other areas of the brain. Like they are supposed to come from the this climbing fiber supposed to reach towards the molecular layer. So we can make a mnemonic that climb to the mountain. So the climbing fibers are reaching in the molecular layer. The M is taken word, right? Okay. So the other, this mossy fibers, they are reaching up to this granule cell layer. So we can say that me at the ground, as anyone says that I am standing on the ground. So me means mossy fibers ending up to the
granular.
G, ground is in the granular layer. And climb to the mountain means the climbing fibers are on the top.
Molecular.
Right? So M is taken as a initial. So they must be coming through the inferior olivary nucleus of the medulla oblongata. And also they take information through your spinal cord and the brain stem, and through there they called as spinocerebellar and this pontocerebellar and the cuneo, the vestibulo. There are so many you would say reaching fibers towards the cerebellum, and they are making connection with rest of the fibers of the neurons, you would say, lying over there. So that was all. Let me find some other picture if it can help us to remember. Okay, this is the first layer. They have shown topmost the molecular layer. So many arborization, or there are so many branching pattern of processes, and we may observe two types of cell here. The one could be the this basket, and other would be the stellate. This should be the basket because its axons are making basket around the next layer, Purkinje. On this, just one cell is being shown that is giving the, again, fan-like or staghorn-like dendrites towards the molecular layer, right? And has got the axons. Okay. Then we enter into the granule cell layer, and here we get the granule cell and the Golgi cell. Okay. There is another striking thing, that though this layer is well laden with or filled with a densely packed granule cell, but in between they have got some unstained irregular area called as glomeruli or islands of cerebellum. जैसे कि आप जजीरे देखते हैं कि आपके पास खुश्की का एरिया है और intervening you get the water. So this is how the cells are well laden, but in between you get the lighter stained area called as the glomerulus or islands. This is the thing in relation to it. So you see that the mossy fibers are coming and anastomosing here with the fibers of the granule cell. So me at the ground, they are ending up to here. And if we draw a climbing fibers, they must reach the molecular layer. Okay. Again, another beautiful diagram to show you the molecular layer, the Purkinje cell layer. This just resembles that if you are holding some necklace or just a rolling pill. तस्वीर अगर आपके हाथ में हो और वो एक ही दाने डाल के एक ही उसमें लड़ी में पिरोई हुई सिंगल रो, तो ये आपकी Purkinje cell fiber की ये रो बन जाएगी. और granules आपको दिख रहे हैं कि they are well laden, closely packed. Or if there is some unstained area which we mention as the glomerulus or islands. So now you can, other thing you see, the mossy fibers, how they are getting into the granule cell layer, and the climbing fibers climb to the mountain, they are reaching towards the molecular layer. In this way, they are doing their function because they have to coordinate, they have to receive info from your medulla oblongata or just I mentioned spinal cord, brainstem and cerebral cortex, and definitely the cerebral cortex that is and your spinal cord, the motor neurons, they are supposed to act for your contractility of your skeletal muscle. So it is there to coordinate all these movement. Otherwise क्या होगा? Staggering gait होगी, smoother नहीं होगी, finer नहीं होगी. So that cerebellum is meant to control all these vague movements in a finer way. So can we get some other? This is again to show you the three layers and the fibers. So you may later on learn other connection as well. This is again to show you various pattern or you can observe that the fibers ascending from the lower layer and moving upward, their processes, they are transversely running and forming the parallel fibers in the molecular layer, right? And Purkinje cell layer, their dendrites are like a fan shape or staghorn look, right? And if there is a basket cell, it is giving the basket-like appearance around its cell body, right? And these are the deep-seated cerebellar nuclei. In this sense, they are coordinating, they are making connections, and you are seeing how the climbing fibers are supposed to move on the top layer and how mossy fiber is going to end into the granular layer. So now I think let's see the slide of it. Okay, a lighter stain. So these are the various folding. We can see from outwards to inwards if we move. This is the molecular layer, right? And this darkly stained single row is the Purkinje cell layer. And next to it, this is the molecular layer, right? And then again, there is the change in the appearance. This is the white matter, right? This is the white matter in the very center. So let's see from all sides. From any side, if you can see, you can observe these three layers in series. So if it is being focused in exams or OSPE to identify, so you will learn through these folia, you will be observing them and you can see the three layers that will help you out. And if I enlarge the power on 10x, how it would be appearing. So this is the molecular layer, right, addressing so many cut sections of various processes giving the molecular appearance. Then next to it, you observe these larger sized perikaryon of the Purkinje cell. And after that, you enter into the granule cell, in which you can see the densely packed granule cells, Golgi cells, but intervening islands or lighter stained area called as glomeruli of the cerebellum. And here the histological feature changes in the center. This is the white matter. Here this is the white matter. And white matter carries what? All the axons and the associated blood vessels could be there. And what else? The neuroglia. Right? but predominantly nerve fibers are there, that's why they are giving a typical appearance. और बाकी आप इसको दोनों तरफ से अप्रोच कर रहे हो, उस तरफ से इस तरफ से, from all sides you are looking into the three layers: the molecular, the Purkinje cell layer, the granule, and this is also granule cell layer. We are moving the other side, and this very center area is the white matter of your cerebellum. Hence, this whole appearance is called as arbor whitey pattern. This white matter is just like a tree-like inside it. This is the pia matter on the outer surface of your cerebellum. So that was all about. Thank you very much.